been working with that channel for a couple days now. But then you'll notice I marked up swing low right there, swing low right here, swing high right here, and swing high right there. And we use these now to create what I call a wedge. And this price wedge, which like I said before, is always one of my favorite price structures, the way the market's put together. A price wedge tells me a lot of things. Now, the big thing about a price wedge, it's not about how easy it is to find. It's not about how it gives us winning trades, right, which it does. What I love about a wedge is it's so easy to peg the market personality. When I see a wedge, I always know fade those breakouts. Fake out breakouts are everywhere when it comes to a price wedge. Now, it makes sense. The people behind the candlesticks, the reason why that wedge is even there is because of weakness in the market. And then, of course, the first clue being the wedge. The second clue we saw here, get rid of this stuff here, find your previous highs, find your previous lows. And my second clue, there's your previous highs, there's your previous lows. My second clue now is there's the day's range from Monday. And where am I? I am just above that day's range. Now, we call this an outside day, right? When price goes pretty tough, right? Outside the range from yesterday, we call this an outside day. And an outside day tells me explosive price action, breakout trades, right? In this case, above the previous highs, I want to buy a pullback. If we went below the previous lows, I would sell a retracement. Now, this is a very interesting pattern because we are above the previous highs, which means we should be buying pullbacks, right? Well, there's a wedge involved, which means I first need to look to sell those highs first. So a wedge, it trumps a channel, it trumps inside day, outside day. A wedge, in my opinion, is the most important thing on my chart. Crude jumps up, and we find ourselves right up at the high of this wedge. Now, check the timestamp on this. Okay, when we get up to the highs here, what time is it? It is just about 10 o'clock. It's 9:55. So at 9:55, just before 10 o'clock news, we get up to that high, up to the wedge high, up to the previous high of day, and you'll notice we actually break right through the previous high and then start to come right back down. Now, guys, even if I didn't have the dollar correlation right now, I still would have sold these highs. Remember, price wedges, fake out breakouts, fade those highs and lows, sell the highs, buy the lows, right? Avoid the middles. Now, we also went out and we found a trigger zone down here. Now, follow how this works, guys. Mark up your swing low down there at 97.51. Go up to your swing high here now, and once the price began to fall off these highs, we found ourselves we call our trigger zone. And this was hanging out here all morning because we knew if the price was going to fall, it would fall down into that zone, right? Members, we use this on any time frame with our wave pattern, right? Because can you see it, right? See that bigger picture wave? We called that one too. We called the 34 range wave pattern, right? See that big wave pattern? This is the same wave pattern that I used on any time frame. You can kind of see that right there. And we use the trigger zone. Now that trigger zone, what is it? The trigger zone is a magnet, right? The magnet which will bring price down into that zone. But at the same time, we know that zone is also going to be a great profit target. So we knew when we got short here, wanted to get into that zone, right? That was our goal, getting down into that zone, take our money there. All right? So just before 10 o'clock, we find ourselves up at the highs here. We are up at the highs. We, of course, have swing low number 1, 2 steps short. Swing low number 2, no 2-step there. Now, why not? Right? Why not take that as the high percentage trade? Now, I did take that trade as a high risk trade. These are fast tracks today. These are 2 out of the 3 fast tracks today. Now, at 9:55, we're up at these highs. Now, remember, we were very confident selling the highs of this wedge already, but look over here at the dollar and tell me where are we now on the dollar at 9:55 a.m.